All right. Hello. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's doing well on this fine Monday, whether it's morning or afternoon for you, or even in the evening. Hi, Stephanie. Hello, my dear. Hi, Nicolette. And a quick little note, if you're joining in on Patreon and you want to participate in the chat, if you hover over the video, like right around here, you'll see this little like YouTube icon, and you can click that, and that gives you the option to pop this class out so that you can chat with us if you want to. Or you can also message and like comment on the live stream post, because I'm making sure I'm doing a better job of like keeping my eyes on that as I'm as I'm teaching. Even in our Discord, I'm trying to get into the habit of that. Just gonna send out a little notification on there. All right, that's good. Oh my God, how is everybody? We doing okay? I don't know why it's not showing Stephanie's comment first. Don't know why things are out of order for right now. I gotta be super real with you guys. I'm kind of in a place where I'm feeling a lot of all good things, right? Like all of these are good things, but I'm feeling a lot of like anxiety and I'm swimming through a lot of unknowns right now. And one of my favorite things to do when I'm experiencing emotions like that is to do something that's really familiar and really grounding. And for me, a movement practice is definitely one of those things. Now, we do have a very active class planned today since we're going to be trying for a Rocket 2, so more of an intermediate approach to Rocket. Good morning, Jelena. So know that I'm gonna offer up a lot of things, maybe things you don't want to do or things that you feel open and feel ready to do. So know that like it's totally optional, right? To like level it up or to tone it down. That's kind of the beauty of the practice, right? Hey, Kayla. So glad you're here. Yeah, Stephanie, it's pretty major, right? It's not fun feeling all those emotions. It's like, again, these are all unknowns that are good things, but sometimes I have to. It's hard to like control your very human reactions, right? So I'm doing my best to make sure I'm like sleeping enough, not over caffeinating, feeding myself and hydrating. Oh, Holly, thank you. It was hair wash this morning, so everything's like very clean. almost like too clean for me, and it's definitely time to dye these roots. Every time it's time to dye my hair, I'm like, already? How is it already time to dye my hair? I feel like I just dyed it. All right, so if you're just hopping in, welcome, welcome. Yes, Stephanie. It's so important to alchemize these things when they come up, right? We can use those powerful emotions to create something new, to transmute, to move yourself into just a new phase, a new understanding of where we're at. Awesome, welcome. Nice, 9 people, great. So for this class, I know I'm going to just repeat myself a little bit if you've already been here for a few minutes chatting with me. We're doing Rocket 2 today. So some things that can be really helpful for you during this class is having blocks and or padding for your knees, or even a wall space. A few weeks ago, we did a Rocket 1, so a beginner's, which it's still very tough, but we did a Rocket 1. So Rocket 2 has more of a focus on hip openers and back bends. So be sure that every step of the way, we're going to try to get you as warmed up and prepared for doing some of these shapes, which will include arm balances and inversions. Yeah. But if you're not feeling like going upside down or balancing on your hands, you don't have to do those things today. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I'm also going to give you totally optional music inspiration. I haven't finished this playlist yet, but I'm really obsessed with it, and it's really motivating music to me right now. Hey, Rachel. I've played it in the last couple classes, so if you're like, we're sick of your playlist right now, TL, I totally get it, and you can listen to whatever you want to listen to. And if you're just here and you're still like in Patreon, but you want to pop out into YouTube with us, like right around here, if you just hover over that Patreon post, you'll see a little YouTube icon that you can click on, and it'll pop you out. Great. I'm gonna turn this down, and enter into this space. Yay. Welcome, welcome everybody. All right. So I actually want to get started standing. Why not just get our asses up? Just hop into the frying pan, yeah? I've got my blocks at the front just in case I need them. Who knows, probably will. Got my water up here, my knee padding up here. I'm also gonna get this light just a little bit closer. That way we can see what the heck's going on. All right. Now, once you find your standing position, just feeling the toes pick up and maybe flare and reattach to the ground. We're just stepping into our space, stepping into ourselves wholly and completely. Like I shared earlier, I've got a lot of anxiety, a lot of unknowns I'm swimming through right now. But one thing I do know is that I am right here, right now, in this moment. And one thing I do have control over is moving my body in this space today for this next hour. So if you're with me, if you're joining me on that note, let's take a few big breaths here on our mat. Maybe you're shifting your weight a little bit. Maybe your hands are just by your side, or maybe they're on your body. Attaching to and feeling your heartbeat. Your lungs expand. and empty with each breath. We'll take 3 more just like that. If your hands are on your body, we'll let them fall back by your side. If your eyes are closed, let's open them, focusing on the space in front of you. Take 1 more breath in and breath out. With your inhale, let's reach your arms up, Utthita Hasta into Tadasana. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands come to heart center. Maybe you even step your feet together. Inhale, reach the arms up, Utthita Hasta into Tadasana. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands at heart. 1 more time like that. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands towards heart center. Now I want you to start to tilt your tailbone back behind you, and with as flat a spine as possible, starting to just come towards a halfway lift position. Good, I want you to feel the stretch into your hamstrings. Maybe you even feel yourself lean slightly back into your heels. 1 more breath in. Let's take our arms and reach them behind us, activating our back muscles and our triceps. And with your exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Let's step you back into a high plank position. Spending 10 seconds in this plank, spreading out your paws, spreading out the space between your shoulder blades, and lengthening your tailbone back towards your heels. 5 seconds. 3. Tabletop in 2. And 1, tabletop position, knees down. Start to work through some cat-cows. Heart space forward, stretch out the abdominals. And with your exhale, push into the ground. Spread out the space between the shoulder blades once more and tuck chin towards your chest. Keep going just like this. Heart forward. And hide the heart. We'll do 3 more just like that. If you're just joining in, welcome. Rocket 2 on a Monday morning. Let's get after it. Great, let's finish off your last one. And then we'll meet back in a tabletop position. Shoulders are directly underneath your wrists, and I want you to start to draw a circle. Now, traditionally in your rockets, you're not gonna get a lot of wrist warm up, but me personally, I like to take extra wrist warm up, so you're kind of being submitted to my own version of this right now. I'm sure you appreciate it. All right, let's do our circles in the other direction. My nose is running. Sometimes when I start moving in the morning, my nose gets a little runny. All right, let's finish off that last circle around, and then I want you to walk your knees a little bit closer together and forwards. We're gonna spin our hands into external rotation. You can even tuck your toes and like really lean back, practically sitting your hips onto your heels. Now, speaking of heels, the heels of my hands are peeling up off the ground on this one. Great. Let's bring your hands back to neutral. Knees back to neutral, and let's flip just your right hand like a pancake. So when you look down, you can see the palm of your right hand. See if you can straighten out through your right arm. Phoenix Anomaly, so glad you're here. Welcome, love. Great, let's do the same thing with the other hand. So flip it like a pancake. Ooh. Sometimes I get like borderline orgasmic reactions from stretching out my forearms. Oh my God. All right, let's bring those paws back to earth, right underneath you. Take a couple little kitten paws. Just get those little grippers awake, because every time we're working on arm balances and inversions, we're literally gripping the ground the same way that our feet do when we're ambulating and walking around on 2 feet. Now I want you guys to tuck your toes and lift up your knees a couple inches. I know, a little alarming. Hello, good morning. Take a breath in, and with your exhale, slide back into downward facing dog. Feel free to walk your feet further back, especially since we initiated from a tabletop position. High plank to down dog rolls. Start from your feet. Lift them up, roll forward. Feel the abdominals contract way down by your belly button, rolling forward towards your pectoralis muscles. Bend into your knees, slide back into that downward facing dog, and continue the pattern. Inhale, lift, roll forward like a crashing wave, and then exhale, slide it back. Let's do 3 more, just like that. Last one. And then remain in that downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Push into the ground. Spiral your hands into an external rotation. The arms, your biceps want to feel like they're spiraling forwards, right? Knees can get a little bend in them. Knit the ribs together. You should feel strong through your ribs and through the abs. Last 2. Let's use your last breath to move. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop to the front of your mat and move into a halfway lift. So long spine position, hamstring stretch. And exhale, forward fold. Really dig in. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, Utthita Hasta Uttanasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Moving through this Sun A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Know that you can skip these and modify these with knees down. Bending the elbows to mid. You can take it all the way down to your low cobra, or push your way through your upward facing dog, whatever you feel ready for. Downward facing dog and a 3 breath interlude. We're gonna do 4 more rounds of this. Great, heels up. Bend your knees, look forward. Travel to the front, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Ardha, halfway. Exhale, plant, Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. And Adho Mukha. Now, because we're doing an intermediate version of this practice, I'm gonna start to offer jump forwards, right? So these are great moments if you're working on your arm balances already to get that feeling of resistance when you move forwards. Gripping your fingers into the ground or cambering them, that acts as your brake system. Take 1 more breath here in your down dog. Heels up, breath in. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale to the front. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Hands to heart, Samasti. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift breath in. Chaturanga. Know that you can even start adding in your jump backs. Same amount of control. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Take your 3 breaths. Good. Now, as we move through these last 2, I'm gonna let you kind of go freestyle on your own, yeah? Know that things can be added, like back bends, arm balances if you're feeling it. We're gonna move in 3, in 2, and 1. Let's go for it. Heels up. Nice, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, travel to the front of your mat, halfway lift. Good, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high to mid. Nice, you got 1 more after this one, but first you have your little 3 breath interlude. Nice. Should be getting ready to move soon in 3. Great, in 2. And 1, heels nice and high, breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale to the front, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, hands at heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway. Fold to plant. Moving through your high to mid plank. And you're in your downward facing. Now here we're gonna take a 5 breath break. You can do this just in your downward facing dog. You can put your knees down if you need a break. Or for shoulder strengtheners, get your forearms onto the ground for dolphin. Now in your dolphin position, I don't want you to think about shoulders stacking over elbows. I want you to do your best to push the shoulders back behind your elbows if possible. I know it's a challenge to do that, all while trying to keep the elbows locked in one space instead of knocking out to the right and the left. So think 11 shapes with the arms, pushing the shoulders back, lifting butt bones to sky. You've got 2 more breaths, almost out of there. 3. Nice, 2. And let's come back up to our downward facing dogs together. Great. We're gonna move to the front of our mats again. Lots of opportunities to practice those sustained jumps forwards. Yeah, halfway and fold. Now let's bend into your knees nice and deep. Brush your fingertips against the ground as you come up into your Utkatasana, chair pose, fierce pose, yeah? Try to lean back into those toes, get nice and deep, and also lift up through your heart space. So we're doing more of that Ashtanga style chair as opposed to a Vinyasa style chair. Great, now let's bring your hands to heart center. Interlace, press your palms forward, and then try to bring your torso parallel to your mat in your half chair. Shoulders nice and open, nice and strong for 3, for 2, and 1. Let's bring your hands down to the ground. Same thing, transitioning back through your chaturanga, or you can just step forward, whatever you're comfortable with. Up dogs, and downward facing dog. Let's step your right foot forward. We're gonna go into Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. So my first adjustment always is putting my back foot all the way on the ground and turning it out a little bit. Stack shoulders above hips, reach your arms up overhead. Create posterior tilt in your pelvis so that you can feel the stretch in your hip flexor. Armpits wanna square forwards. Press into the outer edge of your back foot. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring hands down to the ground. Square off the back foot. And feel free to move Ekapada or single-legged chaturanga. Urdhva and Adho. One breath. Let's do the other side. Left foot steps forward. Get set up for your Virabhadrasana 1. Stack your shoulders above your hips. Shoulders square forwards. Arms up just like the other side. Focus on your posterior tilt and pushing into the outside edge of left foot. I mean right foot. I mean both. It works for both. Inhale, breath. Exhale, take your hands down. Again, Ekapada Chaturanga available. Urdhva and Adho. Again, a 5-breath reset with your options to stay in your down dog or come back to dolphin and do some dolphin push-ups with me. Sliding forward until the nose kind of comes into alignment with your thumbs and then pushing back. We've got 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Elbows come up, we're back in our down dog. Let's move to the front, heels up, knees bend. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Really try to curl everything up here. Now bend into your knees, graze the ground, Utkatasana chair pose. Hands come to heart center, Ardha, Utkatasana or half chair. Now for a little extra challenge here, see if you can lift up your heels. You've got 3. You've got 2. Nicely done. On 1, bring your hands down. You can stay doing what you're doing and go through the chaturanga, or if you want to add in our first arm balance of the day, I'm going to give you Bakasana crow pose, which you can even just practice getting knees onto triceps without actually lifting your feet up off the ground, right? Now your elbows bend, creating a shelf for you to lean your weight onto. Again, this can be you. Practice the protraction in the shoulder blades, the lift of the belly, the doming of the back. You can also lift. Great, we've got 3. Last 2. And 1. Jump backs can happen here. Upward facing and downward facing. Reset with your breath in and your breath out. I know it's a challenging one. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Great. Exhale, let's get out of there. High to mid. Upward and downward. Left foot forward. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, work your way through, high to mid. Upward facing. And downward facing dog. Once more, taking a bit of an interlude, a bit of a break in your down dog, even in a child's pose, or coming down to your forearms. Now you can do another round of those dolphin push-ups, or you can join me in a 10-second elbow float. We're just barely floating the elbows up off the ground. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pushing all the way up to your down dog. Breath in and breath out. Let's head to the front. Elevate, bend, and take a little hop. Halfway lift, and with your exhale, fold. It's our last one like this, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's flip it, lengthen it, Ardha Utkatasana. Again, you can add on the heel lift. 3, 2, and 1. Again, another opportunity for crow if you want to take it. It's our last crow from here. Some days I have crow press to handstand, but today is not one of those days, I guess. Great, last 3, 2, and 1. Jump backs available. Upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, let's walk it forward, give your wrists a break. I want us to do Pada Hastasana, or hands to feet pose. So palms of the hands and soles of the feet are gonna come into connection. Slide and slide. It should feel really nice. See if you can pull yourself deeper. Bowing the elbows out to the side. I don't know about you guys, but I have already forgotten about all the problems. This class is hard. Let's get our feet up and off of our hands. We're gonna bend into our knees. Let's slide all the way up to a standing position. And we're gonna step our left foot back behind us. We're in a high crescent position. Nice. So my back heel is up, very different from our warrior one, okay? Arms reaching up towards the ceiling. You got this. Tailbone, got some nice elongation in it because we want this hip flexor open. Take your breath in. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Just adjust that back foot. Now keep the depth at 90 degrees. Flip your right palm, reverse warrior. And with your exhale, let's move into side angle modified with elbow on thigh, or full with the hand or fingertips on the ground. You can even grab a block and put it underneath your hand if you just need something in between those two extremes. Now let's go full extension. Inhale, reach your left arm up and above. Exhale, let's bring it back to warrior 2. Lengthen through your front leg. Inhale, reverse Trikonasana. Exhale, let's go into a lateral lunge over to your left. Now I just adjusted both my feet to parallel. So they're both facing the same direction, yeah? You can also take this all the way down to Skandasana if you're feeling ready with the hips, okay? Now I should warn you, we're gonna go side to side with this, okay? So I want you to push, take it over to the right. Yes, push, take it over to the left. Push, take it over to the right. Push, take it over to the left. Now let's stay to the left, whether you're in Skandasana or your lateral lunge. We're gonna pivot to the back. Right hand is gonna be on the ground. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. So we're in a twist. Nice. Horizon lunge. Roll to outside edge of right foot and turn your left toes away from your heart. Left arm is reaching back behind you. Pretty big hip opener here. For 3. Nice, for 2. And 1. Let's bring it all the way back around. Widen out your stance a little bit. So both of my hands are in the inside of my left foot. We're gonna go double bump and then lengthen through your left leg, hamstring stretch. Nice, back forwards, double bump and push it back. Double bump and push it back. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Let's come back to our lunge position, and I want you to lower your knee to the ground. Now see about it. What would it feel like to bend into your right leg right now? Maybe you're like, hell no, girl, my knees don't do that today. That's fine. We are trying to prep for some pretty big back bends and hip openers, so I just want you to kind of see and flirt with it a little bit. Now, if you're feeling good, you can also reach back with the same arm, same leg, and try to bring your heel a little closer to your butt. I'm gonna come up for this one. I'm gonna go into the matrix real quick. Last 3. Last 2, trust the process. Last 1, let's let go of this leg. Tuck the toe, pick up the knee, and then same thing. You can go through your high to mid plank, or you can press the inside of the left leg into your left tricep, kick the heel in towards your butt, start to bend into the elbows, prop up the hips, Ekapada Kudanyasana, hurdler's pose. Hurdlers can change into your high to mid plank, upward facing, and downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Let's transition to our new front. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Nice, let's bring it all the way up to standing. Little reset, left foot is gonna stay. Right foot is gonna step back now. Crescent lunge. Hip flexor nice and long. Back toes kind of tucked. Arms are reaching up. Take your inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Let's open up. You guys are good. You're good. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Just copy whatever you did on the first side. Again, blocks, whatever you got. Now, let's use this top arm. Big sweep, inhale, breath. Exhale, bring it up. Back to your warrior 2, just lengthen out the front leg. Inhale, reverse Trikonasana. Exhale, lateral lunge or Skandasana. So lateral lunge, feet are in parallel. Skandasana, the feet turn out. Now we're gonna push it over to the left. We're gonna push it up and over to the right. Yes. Over to the left, up and over to the right. Let's stay. Pivot your way over the right leg, back to our original front. Left hand stays, right arm reaches up. And we're going into our horizon lunge. Roll to outside edge of left foot. Turn your right set of toes away from your heart. Right arm reaches back. Wow, my right hip is screeching with this one. Let's bring it up and over. Hands come back to the ground. When I do this, they kind of land to the inside of my right foot automatically. If that didn't happen for you, heel toe that right foot a little bit wider. Double bump and pull the hamstring nice and long. Bump, bump, and long. Nice. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Great. Let's take it back forwards. Lower your back knee to the ground. See about bending into the left leg. Strength with back bends comes from openness and engagement, right? A lot of times our hamstrings are doing the kind of work that brings us closer to bringing foot to head and shapes like that. So you can stay. You can also dig a little bit deeper with me. This is my yikes side. Breathe. We've got 3, We got 2. And 1. Let's release. Back toe tucks, back knee lifts. You're framed up, yeah? Inside of your right leg into the outside of your right arm. You can do your chaturanga if you've already done that. But if you tried your Ekapada Kudanyasana with me, click the heel in towards your butt, take the bend, and lift off. Nice. You can also change this into your Chata. Upward facing and downward facing dog. Once more, taking a little break, a little moment here. In your down dog, or back into your forearms for dolphin. Now, if you're feeling really good and warmed up through your shoulders for dolphin, great opportunity right here to work on your forearm stand. You can, of course, turn to a wall if you feel more comfortable kicking up onto a wall, okay? Now, with your forearm stand, kicking up can be a little dangerous because you have to have really strong shoulders to catch yourself, yeah? As somebody that has publicly embarrassed myself in yoga classes by literally yeeting myself into other people and into the mirrors. So you're in your own space, so just, be careful. I'm not there to help you and watch out for you. The way I like to do this one is to lift up my right leg like I'm in three-legged dog, peel up my bottom foot, and basically press my way into that shape, yeah? So I've got my forearms locked in. Remember, 11 shape is your friend. One leg lifts, I'm trying to stack, peel off, and then push my shoulders back. Remember earlier we were talking about shoulders back, shoulders back? This is where it helps a lot. You can definitely turn it more back bendy too if you want. So whatever you're playing with, woo! I felt that from my ass crack up to my eyeballs. Oh my goodness. Whew. I feel like I want to go for one more. How much time we got? Of course, TL. You got to wrap your shit up real quick, always. Know that this can also be, hey, I'm going to kick it real quick, drink some water, take a child's pose. But if you're wanting to push the limits, this is your moment. I'm going to do my other side because you got to do both sides. Yay. I feel like I'm so close to my head. Oh. All right, I'm gonna give myself 10 seconds to come back to earth real quick. Holy shit. And then we're gonna do a little bit of countering for those back bends if, of course, you're doing that shape with me. All right, we're gonna come up to standing. Oh, hamstrings active. All right, now from your standing, I want you to open up from side to side. Crucial part of doing rockets is doing a whole wide-legged straddle situation, yeah? So, get yourself ready. Everything's in parallel. Now for this first one, I just want you to have your hands on your hips, okay? Open up through your chest, and then hinge forward, stretching out through your hamstrings. Right, we got a nice hip opener, hamstring opener. We're here for 3. Here for 2. And let's bring ourselves all the way back up. Before we go on to another round of this, I actually want you to step your left foot a little bit forwards. Turn both of your feet to the right. We're getting set up for pyramid and rotated pyramid. So start to hinge from your hips, move forward, framing up the right foot. This is where blocks can come majorly in handy underneath your paws. Right? It's a really nice little extension, your little go-go gadget arms underneath you. Okay. Now we're gonna go into your revolved pyramid. So you can just keep your left hand where it's at, bring right hand to sacrum and start to open up your chest. Cool. If you want a little more of a challenge, you can walk the hand or hand on block to the outside of your right foot. Right arm can reach up, and you can really challenge your balance, the IT band, by looking up at that right hand. This is a tricky one for balance. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Use your balance. Let's bring ourselves all the way back up. Back, back, back. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So feet are going to turn towards the back. Again, if you need your blocks, bring them with you, of course. All right. And then to get ready for a revolved, hand can stay, opposite hand can come to sacrum. Starting to open up your chest towards the left. Hand can again walk to the outside, left arm can reach up, and you can look up. Big time for the hamstrings, IT bands, outer hips. 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring it up. Whoa! Once you're back to center, adjust the feet back to neutral. Now your hands are going to come behind your back. We're going to do chest expansion grip. So interlace your fingers, lift your chest, inhale breath, and exhale, hinge forward. Great, we'll bend your elbows, release the hands down. And you can hang out in this wider fold for a minute. All right. Now from this wide-legged position, I want you to lengthen out like you're in your halfway lift. We're gonna pivot over our right leg and we're going to do a split leg position. So this is deeper than your pyramid position, yeah? If you have full splits in your repertoire, I want you to go into those. If you're somewhere kind of in between, just go to where you're feeling challenged, right? Now, I know splits just feel like a leg heavy thing. Like people just think, oh, splits are just about splits. But splits are actually a lot about your back bends as well, right? So I like to always challenge myself to really stay lifted, really stay elevated. This is where blocks can be a really awesome tool to work with. I like to push my hands into them and start working backwards. I'm not a very strong back bender. I'm kind of limited in my thoracic spine, so I do what I can do. All right, 5 more seconds in our splits. We'll start to bring ourselves out. Coming back through center, and same thing to the other side. Whatever your split leg position is, whether that's even like a runner stretch, a 3/4, or full. We've got 10 more seconds. All right, let's start to bring you out. And we're back to center. Last time in the middle here for a few moments, and this can be a moment of recalibration, or I want this to be an opportunity to get in some last arm balances. In particular, working on your handstand or even like scorpion handstand. You can work on headstand, forearm, wide-legged press. So any kind of inversion that you're feeling really drawn to, really called to, even if that inversion is just hanging out longer in your wide-legged fold. Now your wide-legged press, which is personally my favorite and the one I feel the most comfortable in, so of course I feel partial to it. Hands find the ground. Feet can walk in a little bit closer if you want. The most important part is to focus on pressing into the ground. You're trying to lean forward to get the hips above shoulders, and then the feet will lift. You want to push into those arms nice and straight and engage all throughout the legs, right? So we're not loose legs, we're strong legs. Something that can be helpful is sticking your blocks under your feet. If you feel like you're close to getting the hips up and over shoulders, but you're just not quite there, blocks can be a great tool. They can also be terrifying because now you're like, I'm further from the ground, right? You can also take it onto a wall, whatever you like. I'll give y'all 15 more seconds to play. Because time flew. I think my body is done with inversions today. If you've got one more like inversion set in you, one thing that you can do that's kind of fun and also kind of terrible is coming all the way down into your straddle from that press. So again, press and down to your butt. That was kind of my express version because I didn't want to do anymore. All right, my darlings. From here, we're going to take ourselves forwards. Seated forward fold. So take your hips, get the stretch into the back, and you can grab a hold of your feet if that's accessible. All right, we'll bring ourselves back up. Sole of the right foot into left inner thigh, Janu Shirshasana. Sit up nice and tall and move forwards. Great, let's bring you guys back up. I want you to bring your right leg back into a bent position with the foot on the ground. And we're going to try to go for a bind from here. So see if you can bring your body to the inside of the leg, yeah? Inside of the leg. Right arm internally rotates, wraps around, and trying to grab for the hand or wrist of your left wrist or hand. Sometimes I start saying stuff and I'm like, oh no, I've already made tons of mistakes on this sentence. All right, let's bring you all back up. Pick up the right leg, place it into the crook of your right arm, like a little purse. And you can hang out right here in this hip opener. You can even grab for your big toe, pulling everything back a few times. One more hand balance if you want to try it out. Hooking the right leg around your right shoulder, elephant trunk, yeah? So hands are going to place on the ground by your side. You're going to contract into the tummy and try to lift up your hips. For 3, for 2, and 1. Let's bring your hips back down. Lengthen the right leg forwards, nicely done. Left sole of the foot to inner thigh, move forwards. This is why a lot of rocket classes can go for an hour and a half to 2 hours. I've even gone to a 3-hour rocket class. So intense. I promise we're not going much longer because I tried to keep things to an hour. I know everybody has life things to get to. All right, let's bring ourselves up. Left sole of the foot comes to the ground. See if body and torso can come to the inside of the leg-ish. Left arm wraps around, internal rotation, and grabbing for the hands. I didn't sweep the room of cat hair before I started, so it's all swirling around me right now. All right, kiddos, come on up. Let's see if we can pick up this leg, make it into a purse, or even grab into the toe and do a couple of openers, yeah? Right, you can hang out in the openers or you can try an arm balance with me like we did on the other side. Hooking the leg around the shoulder as high as you can get it. Think backpack instead of purse. Hands by your side body. Energy, energy, energy. Push and lift. Asses up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down. Nicely done. Legs lengthen forward. And let's roll on down to our backs and do our final back bends with our last 2 minutes. All right. So feet are going to come into a bend. We're going to do a bridge. To me, a bridge is a perfect spot to hang out and finish this class with. But I, of course, want to give you guys all the possible options. So I'm going to give you the option of wheel and a single-legged wheel. So fingertips are going to come up above your shoulders. We'll push into the ground. You can come onto the crown of your head or push all the way through the arms. Now, I like to spend time opening my shoulders, right? Getting everything all the way pushed through, maybe walking my wheel a little bit closer. You can free up a lot of space by coming up onto the big toe ball mounds. Now, if you want to try your single-legged, I like to center one foot and then lengthen the other up. Nice. All right, let's bring ourselves down. Hug everything in. Rock your head a little side to side. Rock the hips a little side to side. You guys did so amazing today. Let's drop both knees over to the left. Take a twist. Breathe into your belly. Tell yourself that you did it, you made it. And we'll take both over to the other side as well. Great, we'll come back to center, and if there's any last stretches that I missed that you need, a happy baby, a back bend counter, like your halasana. Just take one more minute or so to explore. And then we'll finish with a brief Shavasana meditation. Maybe you're noticing in these final breaths that the body feels relaxed, the mind less busy. We'll bring a hand to heart, a hand to belly. And with profound gratitude to all of you, thank you so much for joining class today, for challenging yourself, and for letting me be your teacher. That was awesome. Ugh. I feel like an al dente noodle. Oh. Yes. Thanks, Stephanie. Good job. You guys did awesome. Whew, no rush to get up if you're just marinating on the floor. That's what I like to do after class. I like to marinate on the ground. Yes, Phoenix. Love hearing that. Yes. See that? Yes, Kayla. Thank you, Kayla. We got 2 Kaylas in the house. You guys did amazing. I feel like I still look together. Usually I look like a little mouse that fell into a bucket of water after Rocket. Oh, Angelina. Yes. Bisous, Miriam. All the kisses in the whole wide world to you. Thank you all so much. So for this week, if you only take this class, awesome, you did it. But if you're part of my Patreon and you come to other classes, this week we have our skills and drills on Wednesday. I'm gonna test the group and see if they want to do back bends or arm balances for the month of February. And then Thursday we have beginners class. And Friday I'm gonna do a themed class because I might be doing a lot of travel-y, transition-y stuff at the end of the month. We'll see. So I'm going to try to pack in the first 2 weeks of February. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Nicolette. You guys are amazing. Amazing, amazing. Oh, Shayla. Effervescent and satisfied. Music to my ears. Music to my ears. Love it. Love to see it. Well, for the rest of the day, y'all keep loving up on yourselves. hydrate, fuel yourself, care for yourself. This was step one. And one thing that I love about this practice is that it creates a ripple effect in the rest of your life. And so maybe you start with just 10 minutes, 30 minutes, evolve to an hour, and you realize that, hey, I have a lot of caring for myself I need to do. You guys are amazing. You can reach out to me if you need anything, whether that's through Discord or Instagram. You guys did amazing. I love you. I'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your Monday and rest of your week if I don't see you again. Thanks, everybody.